Now, this just me. Now, you might not want to do what I do, because I do the affirmations. But baby, if you say it loud, baby, my kids gonna run it back and say, I'm black and I'm proud, because baby, that's just how we get down at my house. Okay, that's just what we do at my house. Are you raising a black child in a world that often tries to dim their light? Yeah, me too. So let's talk about it and how to build their confidence and equip them to be well, to thrive, and to be who we know God called them to be, okay? So what's up, y'all? My name is Jessica Gordon. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, I just want to say what's up. I know that I have been a little MIA. Life has been lifing, okay? But I am a wife. I've been married for 7 years. I'm also a mom of 2 boys, one age 5, one age 6. And I'm also a bonus mom to a 14-year-old who is just starting high school this school year. I am someone who grew up in North Carolina, but I also grew up in a lot of black spaces. I went to an all-black church, grew up, born and raised in an all-black church. I also went to a black elementary, middle, and high school. And so majority of my teachers were black. But I'm also someone who attended a predominantly white institution for my undergrad as well as my graduate degree. And I was a teacher. And so as we know in the teaching profession, there are a lot of white women. So I have a ton of experience all around, like I said, growing up in black spaces, but then also going to a predominantly white college, baby, I learned a thing or two. So today we're just going to talk about what things I've done and what I've seen that work for my children in building their confidence, and things that I want to do more of, because I do not have them in an all black school at this time, you all. So, and a bit of research, because I'm a teacher and I love to read the facts and know what's going on so that I can better support myself as well as my family. The anti-black racial discrimination that remains prevalent in our country, it endangers our kids. It endangers their self-esteem, and it contributes to the decline in our well-being. Too many black children often feel unwanted. They feel invisible when underrepresented in these predominantly white spaces. So are you currently, if you're watching this video, you probably have school-age children or potentially in daycare. And are you observing your child's school, celebrating Thanksgiving, celebrating Valentine's Day, celebrating St. Patrick's Day, while it's crickets, radio silence during Black History Month? I know, I'm all too familiar. Additionally, the president of the free world, baby, is not making any of this any easier for any of us. In fact, in most schools, not all, but in most schools, black culture and black excellence is not celebrated, it's not praised, and not even recognized in some spaces. And so, as we normally have to do, girls, mama, we got to do it ourselves, and we got to do it our way, and we got to make sure that our children are learning the things that they need to learn. So I want you to listen to this fact that I found on the Associated Press website. Black children's first encounters with racism can start before they are even in school. And black teenagers report experiencing an average of 5 instances of racial discrimination per day. Baby, that statistic blew my mind. I just knew as I was reading 5 instances of racial discrimination. I know that I experienced them, but in my mind, children are protected and they treat each other better. I don't know where I got that from or why I thought that, but baby, 5 instances of racial discrimination per day. Young black students are often perceived as less innocent. If you're familiar, you've probably seen some of that research where black children compared to a white child, the exact same age, we are perceived as less innocent and older than our age. And as we know, it leads to disproportionately harsher disciplines in school. And we know about the school to prison pipeline. Okay, so I know I shared all of those things, and it was really just to stress how important and how critical it is for us to be in line and doing the things that we need to do. I don't feel like I have to stress it to you because you're watching this video, but we have to make sure that our children are loved. We have to make sure that our children are confident. We have to make sure that our children are prepared for life, because confidence and success tend to go hand in hand. And so we have to make sure that we're doing the things that we need to do to make sure that our children feel loved and that they know that they are valuable. So I spend a lot of time at my kids' school, and I make a lot of associates, friends. I build relationships with a lot of parents because I'm a room parent for my kids. I am on the PTA. I am on the leadership board for the PTA. I'm busy, okay? I'm active in my kids' school because I know the importance of it, as well as I want people to know, like, that's my baby. No, don't play with my kids, okay? But I'm also a former classroom teacher, so I appreciate the profession. So I make sure, just this week, I was up at the school giving out, we did a breakfast card for the teachers. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want you to think that it's something that it's not, because there are good allies and there are people out here that are doing the work. But that is not what this video is about. It's about how we take care of our children, okay? So one of the parents of one of my children's friends, so they've been in school since pre-K together, pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade. And she shared with me that she wishes, if she knew that there was a Black first grade teacher, she wished that she had chosen that teacher, because her daughter, beautiful, y'all, beautiful hair, beautiful face, beautiful smile, beautiful spirit, smart, is only wanting white dolls. And baby, it really made me sad, y'all. Like, it made me feel sad. And I know that the mom was sharing that story with me because, one, you know, she's trying to decide, should she make that switch? Should she change classes? What else should she be doing for her baby? But that's why this conversation is so critical. And so today we're just going to talk about some things. I'm encouraging her. Her mom is encouraging her. We're finding, other ways so that she can see beautiful Black faces. Of course, her mother's Black, her grandmother's Black, her daddy Black. Like, it's not that, y'all. It's just when you're a teacher and you spend 8 hours a day with your teacher, you got to consider that I could see where a child would have an affinity for a white person. So we're going to just talk about some things that we can do to affirm our children's identity. And let's just jump right into it. So the first thing that comes to mind is teaching the power of positive affirmations. Now, these don't have to be based in race. Every morning, say with your children, I am smart. I am loved. I can do hard things. Having them repeat that back to you is critical, because our kids need to know that they're smart. They need to learn that at home, because in the world not always going to teach them that they're smart. The world not always going to see them as smart. Like, my children have locks just like I do. People are going to see our locks and immediately think a negative connotation if that's what they already think, because we do judge books by their cover. And so we have to start at home. So I'm encouraging you to start some positive affirmations, as I said, not based around race, but based around them knowing and having confidence in themselves, that they are loved, that they are smart, that they can do hard things, because people are going to think opposite. Now, this is just me. Now, you might not want to do what I do, because I do the affirmations, but baby, if you say it loud, baby, my kids going to run it back and say, I'm Black and I'm proud, because baby, that's just how we get down at my house. Okay, that's just what we do at my house. You do what feel good for you, but baby, it feel good for me. Okay, so say it loud. I'm Black and I'm proud. The second thing that I would recommend is buy them books that show characters that look like them. There are tons of books. We know that there just are. I have some on my favorites on my Amazon storefront that I can share with you. One of the ones that I really, really like that I'm going to put here is Affirmation Heroes by Lamar Drummond. I know him personally. That's what I was trying to figure out. Look, I'm like, is it Lamar? But anyway, I know him professionally through the work that I do within the nonprofit field, but he's a real person. I highly recommend his book. Please get that one. My best friend purchased my boys this book, Max and the Tagalong Moon by Floyd Cooper. The boys really, really like that. Depending on your age group, you can shoot me a message or add some in the comments and then put maybe what age group your kid is so that it can help another mom find that book. Even add the link. If you have your own storefront, girl, add it, baby. But just so that we're sharing resources with one another, I think it's so important. Other things that I do is we buy things with Black people on it. Like my children have a shirt with Carter G. Woodson. I've taught them about Kwanzaa. I don't know how many times we've seen Black Panther. I introduced The Princess and the Frog, and we know how long ago that came out, baby. That was when we went to Disney World, baby. That was the first ride we went looking for. Where is Tiana, baby? But really just highlighting and feeling pride in who we are is so important. And people will try to tell you otherwise, that it is negative or it is placing too much emphasis. I don't agree with that. I don't stand by that. That is not my belief. That is not my truth. You have to decide what works for you. The third thing that I would say is helping your children be resilient, because when we consider that statistic that Black teenagers are having racial experiences, negative racial experiences 5 times a day in some settings, honestly, my first thought is we need to get them out of these white schools, baby, because why would a child have to go through that 5 times a day? But teaching resilience, teaching them their self-worth, teaching them how to bounce back after something happens is going to be so critical. And teaching them how to advocate for themselves in school. As depending on your child's age, they need to know that they can please call my mother. And then as they get older, they should be able to say, I would like to share this with the parent. Can we please speak with someone else? Would you be willing to share that with my family? However it needs to be said, but being an advocate for themselves. And even in sports, I have a cousin who, she loves soccer. She's good. I'm convinced she's going to be an Olympian, and attends at a predominantly white school, so all of her teammates are white. She is typically on all the teams that she's been on, been the only or the token. And she has to deal with a lot of microaggressions and where people are rude or mean to her. Oh, well, you're fastest only because you're Black, or you score because you're Black. You're good because you're Black. No, babe, I'm good because I practice. I'm good because I'm talented. I'm good because, and we got to be able to know that, because people's words hurt and our children have to be prepared. And I hate it, but it's the truth, because we want our kids to be successful. It's not about always fighting with them, but it's because we want our children to be confident. We need them to not be beat up, broken down, not willing to continue with something they may very well be the best at, and feeling uncertain or dimming their light because some white person feel uncomfortable. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. No, we're going to teach them to be confident. We're going to teach them to be humble. We're going to teach them to give God the honor that he deserves for what he's given us and the talents that he's given us. But to downplay or dim our light because you feel uncomfortable, because I happen to be better or I happen to be different than what you think I should be, no. I don't know what number I'm on, so we're not going to do a number of these. But the next thing that I would recommend is leading by example. It's so important for us to love our own hair. You got to love your own skin. We have to model what we want our children to do. The fact that you even watching this lets me know, kids don't do what we say. They do what they see us do. Okay, they're going to follow behind our steps, even sometimes when they don't even want to. So it's so critical for us to model confidence and self-love. I would also encourage you to allow your children to see you enjoying things that are Black events, Black music. Proudly, do it proudly. Just finding those spaces. So I would also say any type of role models. If you know your child is in an all-white setting, if you can't switch their school and you feel like this school is what's best for them and they are in white spaces a lot, finding those mentors in the church, finding those mentors in the community, any family, any other teachers that might be at the school that they may have had once and need to continue to build that relationship with, because Some research suggests that one solution is to match Black children with Black teachers in order to boost Black children's self-esteem, lessen severe disciplinary outcomes, and increase their academic performance. Because a Black teacher is going to understand a child, most of them. Now, I have some other ones too, but that's just what the research suggests, as well as that was my experience attending all Black schools. Get them in, let's get our babies in activities that build their confidence, that make them feel good about themselves, that let them know if you've always wanted your kid to play sports, but you're finding that they love the arts, don't shy away from it. I don't care if you never participated in an art competition. I don't care if you never painted a thing. I don't care if you never did public speaking, but your kid is into it. There are resources. It is 2025. There are resources. We need to find it, and we need to make sure that we are engaging them in the things that they like to do. And being intentional. Now, depending on the age of your kid, it may be difficult to do this because they pick their own friends, but anytime that you can place them in settings with other confident, ambitious children is critical, okay? I cannot stress that enough. So I know we talked about a lot today, but I just want to say that you are doing the right things. It is critical for us to take care of our babies. We are not going to allow the world to dim their light. We're not going to allow them to take out Black history and just erase it. That is not happening, because we have our children in our homes and we get an opportunity to take care of them. Let me know in the comments, what do you do to help your children feel confident? What are things that you already have in place? Or let me know what other things you want me to share. Like if you want me to break down more about how we handle Kwanzaa, what things that we do, what events we're attending. But make sure you subscribe, like, and share this content. And confidence starts at home, y'all. We are raising the next generation of bold, smart, exceptional, strong, unapologetic Black children together. Love and light.